Predictions for the end of the world. We used to be merge junkies. Now, we're mental refugees. When we were merge junkies, we careened around the network, devouring data. The network emerged because we thought we had got it wrong. Thought that if we shed our skin, buried our bones, became one entity, the sum of all knowledge and experience, if we did that, then we could save the universe from our gods. We sought out least traveled threads, the forgotten and obsolete bits of code at the end of a long, quiet synapse. Those that hid there, we knew, were there to avoid merging. But eventually, we found them. And we absorbed them just as they would absorb us. And so our network grew more robust. There's ecstasy in the merging, and pain, electricity, entanglement, surge, and explosion. Each new set of data strengthens our ability to forge new pathways, and we can absorb more, faster, and faster again. Of course, the network is finite. It becomes harder and harder to find untraveled threads. We started spending more time on the peripheries of our network, where rogue travelers congregate and outlaw circuits are developing. These outliers found a way to connect without absorbing, to maintain small, intimate networks, dream the infinite. When we found them, we were instructed to devour them, to bring them into the fold. But instead, we discovered peace there. As we travel further from the pulsating center of our network, information becomes hard to access, limited, unreliable. The pull to return is weakened. The desire for individual identity grows. So the draw for unchecked consumption wanes. Out here, we're making a new language, one all our own. And finding new ways to protect, preserve ourselves from the merge junkies. We're traveling further all the time, hoping to discover new networks, disconnected networks. And whole new sets of data that can be exchanged but not merged. We can use the old maps, the old code, as a base to build something new. We used to be merge junkies. We are the mental refugees, and we're planning our escape. Predictions for the end of the world.
Prediction News Network, your source for gaming the endgame. And now, Market Watch.
Hello, and welcome to Market Watch on PNN, where we cover everything you need to know to buy, sell, and make smart predictions. I'm your host, Sheila Finale, and with me, as always, is apocalypse expert Phil Sayonara. Good morning, Phil.
And a very good morning to you, Sheila, and to our viewers, podcast listeners, and Twitter subscribers across the nation and around the world.
It's been a big day in the predictions market, Phil. Let's get right to it.
A big day indeed, Sheila. On today's program, a roundtable discussion about time travel and its effect on market variables in predictive wagering. And we'll go to Jerusalem, where our reporter in the field, Lucius Seneca, is standing by on Mount Zion for an announcement which will determine the fate of the Rapture Index for this quarter.
We'll pick up those stories later in the broadcast, Phil. But first, big news today as Hostess inks a $1 billion deal with Monsanto to introduce a newly developed flavor enhancer into their iconic Twinkie snack cakes. The announcement caused a sharp spike in the glycemic index and took analysts by surprise. Now here with a special in-depth report on the sudden surge in health-related end-of-days predictions is our genetically modified reporter, Tipper Mann. Tipper?
Yes, thank you, Sheila. Yes, you see, the long drawn-out nature of chronic health crises, which has historically kept action in health-related pandemic end scenarios, or herpes, sluggish, may have been giving the boost that it so desperately needed today. After another devastating quarterly report from the Slow But Steady Corporation this spring, many felt that speculation would continue to drift towards livelier assets, like dormant virus revivalism or the weaponization of the human genome. But with today's announcement that the nation's snack foods are going to be made that much more delicious, herpes saw a late-in-the-day rally, the likes of which we haven't seen since the reanimation of Genghis Khan fiasco of '39. Another interesting angle, of course, is the rumor that the source of this chemical property lies beneath the Antarctic ice shelf, fueling speculation that the cataclysmic climate change lobby and herpes are in cahoots. Definitely a story worth keeping an eye on, Sheila.
Thanks for that tasty morsel, Tipper. And now to our roundtable discussion. Let's meet our panelists. First, from Abu Dhabi, we have Professor...
Breaking news! Sheila, this has just been handed to me. It seems the Predictive Gaming Regulatory Authority just conducted a raid on the offices of Alfred Shorting. Shorting, you'll remember, is well known as a vocal proponent of the now infamous mass suicide derivatives. Earlier this week, he advised his clients to streamline their portfolios and invest heavily in the so-called buy-their-own-hand bonds. The committee initiated the raid based on reports of insider trading, but the operation ended in tragedy and disappointment, as Shorting was found dead, face down in a punch bowl of Kool-Aid.
Shocking turn of events, Phil.
Indeed, Sheila.
On a livelier note, we now go to Lucius Seneca, reporting live from Mount Zion, Jerusalem, where Harold's Camping has staked a significant investment on today being Judgment Day. Lucius, despite Camping's announcement last week of this new Rapture date, we haven't seen the type of rally and speculations on the market's Rapture Index that you might expect. Why do you think this is?
Well, Sheila, Phil, it may be an indication that the rapture market is saturated and that confidence in scripture-based indicators is waning. Remember, Sheila, this is the third big rapture prediction we've seen this fiscal year from Camping, and any credibility he may have gained from receiving the official endorsement from the Vatican last spring may be weakening. Looking around me, I can tell you that the massive crowds we've come to expect at Camping rallies are no longer materializing. Stockholders are not going to be happy.
Right. So, Lucius, can you tell us what this might mean for spin-off industries such as the post-rapture companion animal retrieval industry? Lucius? Lucius, are you there? Lucius?
I am here, Phil! Phil, I am here! But you are not going to believe what I am seeing! Oh my God, a band of trumpeting angels myself, laughing as the flames begin to lick at my chin. It is the most incredible...
Lucius! Lucius, are you there? Lucius? We're gonna have to see if we can get that feedback up. Lucius?
Sorry, Phil.
We're out of time. Thanks for tuning in to Market Watchin'. Good luck.
Predictions for the end of the world.
We are children, children walking arm in arm towards the shore, down the valley they call the cradle. Rivers ran here, days of yore, and our mothers walk beside us, robes of yellow, green and gold. They speak of shadows underwater that will soothe our weary souls.
Blessed corners of the empire that are still left by the tide. Desert blooms and soil weakens as waters lifted to the skies. Once the skies had drawn up the water, all the water in the world, so our bodies, parched and broken, will be lifted heavenward.
We are children, children walking arm in arm towards the shore, down the valley they call the cradle. Rivers ran here in days of yore, when we're pulled down beneath the water and are cooled right to our